Hi, it's Heidi with Team Savvy, and today we're going to be talking about live Facebook parties. Several of you have told me that you're kind of scared to try doing a party or aren't sure really quite how to go about it. So here are just some tips, kind of how I set mine up, and I'm glad to share that with you. A lot of the resources, including the numbers, links to some of the things I'll be using are going to be on the savvychicks.jewelry website, and you're welcome to go there and download those or click on those and find what you need. So the first thing you're going to need is a good space. I have everything kind of set up on my desk, have everything where my hands can reach it easily. I have my necklaces, which I usually have in a larger display, but for the party I put them on one of these tie racks. And they're super easy. I have several of these, and they also are great for basket parties. But for my live party, I can pop them off there when I need to and put them back on so that I'm not laying the necklaces down in a huge pile and getting them all tangled up. I also have my bags and a lot of my other supplies in my desk ready to use if I need them. And I use the busts, the display busts, to show the jewelry. Sometimes I pop it off there because if it's a darker piece, then it doesn't always work. But this is, I have some of these on the website as well, a link to these, a pack of these on the website as well. I also use the book rings, put the earrings on a book ring, and my bracelets as well. It's easy to pop them off that way and keep them organized. And then are my flat bracelets. And I have my rings in one of the paparazzi ring storage boxes. And I actually just store them there all the time. And then when I'm ready to do a party, I just pop them out and use them for the party. So it's a great place to kind of keep them. I can pull them out and put them right back in there. And I'm all for that, keeping everything simple. I have my bags over here too. I don't usually use them during the party, but sometimes I need them. All right, and my numbers. And what I've done is, as many of you have, I've created some backwards facing numbers. And you do have to have backwards numbers because if you're using the front facing camera, then it will appear backwards if you use a regular number. So you have to make them backwards so that they appear correctly. I have those from 1 to 200, I believe, on the website. And what I do is I stack them in tens, and I found this old ring display tray that I had and stack them in there so I can easily, pull them out and, during the party and actually just slide them right back in. And that way I'm not having to go through those numbers every single time I have a party. Super, super easy. I can just pull it out and then, put it right back in when I'm done with it. And I have numbered on the other side. I forgot to mention that, just in pen, just so that I can easily see it and not have to navigate the backwards numbers. So that's super easy, and you guys are welcome to download that. I also have a spreadsheet. This is also on the site, and you're welcome to it. And it just kind of has 3 different sheets on it. I have a current sheet, a sold sheet, and a marked out sheet. And I'm able to quickly put in the name of the person who has bought the item, and then I can go back later and go on to the sold sheet and do my invoicing from there. Also, really important is a good kind of a clamp or arm to put your camera on. I feel like this has been huge for me because I can use it in lots of different positions and things. I believe I have a link to this on the website as well. And it's not too expensive, but it's been great just for making sure that I have the camera in the right position and all of that. So, and then I also have a satin sheet that I throw over the camera. Throw over the computer whenever I need to do a front-facing show. And a light. I use an Ott light, which is a craft light, and you can get those at most craft stores. Okay, to start the live, what you need to do is go onto your timeline. It's better to do this than to go into, say, a VIP group or a page that you might have because you'll get a little bit more visibility. Click live, and then what will happen is you'll see a little pop-up, and you're able to put some details in there about your party. I usually try to keep that kind of short. and give them a few instructions. I do usually run a thing on my larger parties where they can share it on the public setting to be able to enter to win a free piece of jewelry. But you definitely want people to share, encourage them to share all throughout the show, actually. But you'll see up at the top that underneath my name it says friends. So right now this video is only going to be seen by my friends. So we need to change that. So click on the word friends. Yours might already be set to public, but it's probably set to that or private. Click on that. Make sure that that setting is public. You can go in there and just change that to public. And then you'll want to go back and just kind of double check everything before you go live. You can fix your hair. You're not yet live until you hit that live button. But when you're ready, you got your camera position, your lighting and all that, you can kind of use this time to test that. Then click go live. During the party, you're going to want to keep a couple of things in mind. First of all, at the very beginning of the party, wait a few minutes for people to be able to hop on. During that time, you can explain how the party works, how you hold up the numbers, etc. You can talk about the jewelry being nickel and lead free. You can talk about why you like the jewelry and why you started selling it. You can talk about your shipping policies, but do some of that kind of intro stuff at the very beginning to give people a chance to hop on with you. Then what I usually do is, and I kind of make sure that I say several times during the show, hey, if you're just joining us, this is, the situation. You comment sold in the number, and I ask people to let me know when they're on there to say hi, and I encourage a lot of banter. Some of them say really funny things, and we all laugh, and it makes the party more fun for everyone. So I do encourage people to let me know what they had for dinner, or just silly little things as we go through that. It really kind of helps the party to kind of live on a little longer, I think. So that's something that I encourage you to do, is to interact with your folks. Ask them to, or invite them to ask you questions. Invite them to ask you if they have a jewelry need, something that they're looking for, a color that they're looking for. So, make sure that they interact with you. And then as you go through, I don't really have a set plan for the most part. I usually have certain jewelry that I'm going to show, but I don't necessarily have an order. And that's why I have my numbers set up like I do. I just pull them out. And then as the show is kind of going one direction or another, maybe the people are buying a lot of necklaces and you want to show more necklaces. So I just kind of go with the flow and see where it's taking me. But of course, if you want something more structured, that's great as well. Several times during the show, I will remind folks what my website is in case they're maybe not seeing what they want and they can kind of hop off and go look at the website. A lot of times they'll pop back on and ask me about something that's on the website. So I mentioned that several times, especially at the end. And then at the very end of the show, I will mention any specials that we have going on, I usually try to acknowledge any new teammates that I have and share their information. And I invite people again to ask me questions. Throughout the show, I do try to acknowledge when someone has purchased something so that I see it on there that they've sold, number 235 or whatever. But at the end of the show, I will say, that I'll be sending out invoices and when I'll do that. So that's usually how I ended up. And then I just kind of have a little sign off that I do at the very end of the show. To end the live, you simply hit the finish button, which is at the bottom of your phone. And what I typically do is I make sure again that it's on the public setting and I share it. I share it onto my page and onto my VIP group. And I usually try to also follow up with posting pictures from the live, unless I'm doing hundreds of pieces for some reason. I try to post at least some of those pictures on my VIP page and on my regular page so that people can see those in case maybe they didn't get a good enough glimpse at the jewelry. So that's kind of how I do the lives, and I hope this helped. For more information and more resources, you can visit our website, which is savvychicks.jewelry. Thanks a lot for watching.